Good morning, watch lovers. I think I may have fallen in love, and I don't mean a frivolous crush, I mean real love. There's a bit of a story behind this watch. A watch buddy of mine, Johnny from Northern Ireland, bought this watch from an eBay seller some months ago, and I have to admit I was a bit jealous. Ever since then I've hounded him, and on several occasions offered him far more than he paid for it. Ironically, in the end, he offered to gift it to me, but being the generous sort of guy I am, I paid him more than it's probably worth. Raven are a USA based company and were formed back in 2008 in the state of Kansas. Since then they've earned a great reputation amongst the enthusiasts who respect well made watches at reasonable prices. And welcome to my unpaid and unsponsored review of the Raven Trekker. On with the dimensions. Well, the case is 39mm, the lug width is 20mm, the depth is 13mm, and that includes the box crystal. Now, the lug to lug is 47.5mm, and once adjusted to my 17cm wrist, it weighs about 146 grams. For your information, I believe the watch wears to size. And here's the case it came in. It's all rather premium, a leatherette type case with enough space for two watches, and a little compartment at the top for your spare links, etc. Also included are the tags and a 12-month warranty. A little bit mean perhaps. And this is my watch of the day. It's the Yema Navy Graph. It's a 39mm diver with an in-house movement. I've already done a review on this watch, so why not have a look at it? The crown is 6mm, unguarded, signed and well knurled. It operates the movement perfectly and engages well, although it doesn't feel premium. The crown actually protrudes about 4mm, which makes it easy to use, but fortunately it doesn't dig into the back of the wrist. The watch has got a 300 metre water resistant rating, but to my knowledge has no ISO certification. Inside is the Miyota High Beat 9015 movement, which hacks and hand winds. It's got a power reserve for 42 hours and if regulated correctly is very accurate. I had this in several of my watches, and whilst I don't consider it as good as an entry level Swiss movement, it bridges the gap between something like an NH35 or indeed an 8000 Miyota movement. Some people do moan about a noisy unidirectional rotor, but I've never found that an issue. Let's see how it performed on the time grapher. There we are, this is dial down, a respectable set of figures plus 10 seconds a day, an amplitude of 271 which is quite reasonable, and a good beat error. The box sapphire crystal rises above the case and it creates some nice distortion. It does have some AR coating on the underside, but I don't know how many layers. The case is almost fully brushed, and to an extremely high standard. The only polishing I can see is to the chamfer at the bottom of the case, and I feel it a pity they didn't include one at the top as well. The case shape is a little bit flat, but as it isn't a huge watch, it's not much of an issue. Now the case back is screwed down, and the slightly domed shape makes the depth appear less than it is. It's engraved with the Raven logo, and there's some basic information etched around the side. Now the watch is available with either a loomed ceramic dial or the stainless steel version you see on this watch. It was very much the stainless steel bezel that appealed to me when I bought this watch, as I've always been a little bit of a sucker for its aesthetics. The action in my opinion is the watch's letdown. I find it a little bit light and it isn't even all round. There is no play or bounce though, and most importantly it all lines up nicely. Now let's have a little listen. The Trekker comes with several dial layouts. This is a dark blue sunburst dial, although in some lights looks black. I love the square indices and the matching stick hands. There is a frame date window at 6 o'clock, which is my favourite placement. The only thing I find strange is the orange second hand doesn't match the yellow Trekker script on the dial. The loom is quite strong and I think it's BGW9, although not totally sure. Let's have a look at that loom. The bracelet is a cross between a Jubilee and an Engineer. It articulates beautifully and is extremely comfortable. Now it tapers down from 20mm to 16mm, then back up to 17mm for the clasp. The solid end links fit perfectly to the case and can be removed easily due to the drilled lugs. The bracelet also has very well engineered screw pins for easy adjustment. Now the clasp is similar to that of a Steinhardt. It's functional and it's secure, but nothing special. It's a friction fitting clasp and it's got a flip lock. It's got 4 micro adjusts, it's nicely brushed and it has the Raven logo etched on it. So price and value for money. The watch is currently available on pre-order and will cost you $700. Converted to sterling, then adding on duty, you'll pay about £640 if you live in the UK, probably less if you live anywhere else in the world. As mentioned earlier, I bought mine used for quite a substantial sum, but less than the cost of a new one. At £640 I believe the watch to be at the top end of its value. But I will leave you to make up your mind whether you think it's worth it or not. There were no QC issues when I received the watch, but I'm not the first owner, so what don't I like? I would have liked a little more resistance on the bezel, but I appreciate that is subjective. My biggest complaint is the selling price. Whilst this is a well spec'd and well made watch, it costs nearly twice as much as my Reverie diver, and it's got the same movement in it. I appreciate it is USA based, rather than Singapore, but still feel it is a tad expensive. There is lots to like about the watch though. I believe the dial layout, accompanied by the stainless steel bezel, makes this watch very attractive. The case finishing and the fit is excellent, and that bracelet is just fantastic. The tracker is neither a tall diver nor a true dress diver. It probably sits somewhere between the two. Now this certainly isn't a direct homage, but it's fair to say that there's certain aspects of the watch that probably take inspiration from other well-known models. This is a watch I very much enjoy wearing, and I very much enjoy looking at it as well, and if you feel it may be the same for you, perhaps you should consider picking one up. Now that brings me to the end of this review. If you'd enjoyed it, please click on the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave your comments below, and enjoy the rest of your day.